to Geekquently Asked Questions with Glock is Extra, where we answer any and all listener questions. Hit us up anytime, any day. Contact at forallnerds.com or hit us on the Twitters, the Instagrams at forallnerds. Send in your question. And you should know this already, but if you are one of the few, the proud, the many over at patreon.com/forallnerds, you can always ask the question and it's guaranteed to get answered. It does not matter what it's about. Send them in, Patreon.
Okay. So the first question comes from our very own social media manager, Chika. She writes, "This is Chika, a.k.a. Bucky No Bundles, a.k.a. Wong's PTO slip, a.k.a. the chaos in Wanda's magic." Listen, child, that is the chaos. Chika has a series of questions. Oh, my Lord. Okay. One of the questions Chika mentions here. Okay, oh, my Lord. Since Cumberbatch's family owned slaves for real back in the day, shouldn't part of his Marvel checks go for reparations? What?
Wow, you know, I mean, the questions we can't answer were pretty rough and woof.
Why does cream corn exist? I don't like it. It's just not for me. It ain't for me either. I don't fuck with that.
Wait, we just not gonna answer the Patterson? No. I don't know.
Unless you have an answer for that.
No, I mean, I know that, like, you know, I know that man, you know, didn't want to use his name because his name is historically associated with owning slaves. So I wouldn't use the name for just the name. You know, that's a tough one to get out the tongue in the first place. Like,
these are some hot, spicy questions.
I don't like cream corn either.
Yeah. The next one. We all think they're going to kill the moth girl in Antman since she's anti-vaccine.
Who is the moth girl?
She's talking about the wasp.
Oh,
yeah, shit.
She is anti.
Ooh, I don't know if these gonna get answers. Okay.
She gonna make it through Quantum Mania at the very least. She gonna at least make it to that.
Does the Lord of the Rings show on Amazon mean that all ethnic hobbits, elves, and whatnot were eradicated before the Lord of the Rings movie? Are they in Wakanda Earth? What would you call Middle Earth just for black people? Sincerely, Cheek. This is the chaos in Wanda's magic that we're talking about.
Didn't they say that at the end they go to the west? Like when they're yeah, I think when the elves and stuff leave at the end of the Hobbit, they go to the west. I think that's like where their lands are. It's like Ned's land, because Middle Earth is Middle Earth. Remember that, right? Mm-hmm. So they go to the west. All the black people went to the east. My brother to the east.
And that's why we ain't see these niggas at all when the War of Men happened in Lord of the Rings.
Because
the War of Man, all men.
Yeah, they know the age of men is over, but the age of black men, you know, is eternal, folks.
Good answer. What would you call Middle Earth just for black people? Compton. No, I don't know.
No, because that's definitely not just for black people anymore.
Oh yeah. Damn, that's sad. Do the cutest sad horns, man. God damn.
To the east, you know, I don't know. Ethiopia. You know, I mean,
Addis Ababa, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Wakanda, you know, it's always Wakanda. Wakanda forever, fam. Yeah. That's what I would call Middle Earth for black people, Wakanda.
Thank you, Chika, for your absolutely outrageous questions. Okay. The next, here we go. Hey, fam, what's good? Maize here, a.k.a. You ready, Ben? I'm
ready.
Liza. L-Z-A.
Like the
RZA.
But lizard, I don't know.
Liza. Maybe he meant lizard, you know.
Yeah, that's but yeah.
Okay.
No.
Sandyman. Like Candyman and Sandman put together? No?
I mean, I don't know. What do you think? Come on, man. Be honest. It ain't just me here.
It ain't bad. It ain't bad. I don't think it's
if I said
bad.
That to you.
It's questionable. It's questionable. All right. The next one I really like. Glock Ock.
That's not bad.
Glock Ock. That's pretty good. Anything gun related.
You're down with it.
Yeah, that works.
That should be rapper name, yeah. I can see I see a terrible rapper with that name.
Oh gosh, Here we go. Now you're gonna have the fans after us. Getty Green Goblin. I don't get that at all. Maybe you do. Nope. Okay. And the last one, Electro Boogaloo. Dun-dun, dun-dun.
Is it like Getty Green Goblin? You know,
I don't know. I don't know.
Either way, now let's keep it moving.
But Maize, that's like 1 out of 10 again. Like your batting average is pretty low. But I love that you keep trying. Like every week, we keep getting with these AKAs. Ben, I mean, with his absolute just like he's like no, immediately no.
I mean, these ain't good. You know, like I mean, Glock Ock. You know, 1 out of 6.
Glock Ock was fire.
Yeah,
you got to give him that.
Yeah, I'll give him that. That's
all
good.
right. The question goes, let's talk 2022 content. I started jotting all of these DC and Marvel shows and movies down the other day and realized we are super spoiled with we are super spoiled this year with projects. This is the list. Peacemaker, The Batman, Moon Knight, Morbius, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, She-Hulk, Black Adam, Thor, Love and Thunder, Miss Marvel, Spider-Man Across the Spiderverse, Part 1, The Flash, Batgirl, Werewolf by Night, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, I Am Groot, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. If all of this holds, would this be the biggest year content-wise for the two? And by the two, again, he was referring to DC and Marvel.
Yeah, pretty easily. I mean, but it just grows every year. You know, that's just how it's going to be. Moon Knight, She-Hulk, Miss Marvel. Is there a 4th series or is there just 3 series from Marvel on what do you call it this year?
Disney Plus?
Yeah.
At this point, shit. I mean, for sure, like we said, you said
I've heard rumors that Secret Invasion is dropping this year.
Seriously?
Yeah.
When, like Christmas time?
I don't know.
That's the timeline we in. After you mentioned these others, we're basically in Christmas time period now.
Well, like he has Werewolf by Night, and I keep hearing rumors of this, but I've seen no confirmation. But there's allegedly a Werewolf by Night, because Werewolf by Night, for those who don't know, is a character related to Moon Knight. Moon Knight actually appeared in Werewolf by Night series. I just love that man's name. I'll say it every time because it's like he's a werewolf by night. You know, so that was the name of the series, Werewolf by Night. I think my man's name is Jack Russell. I think it's Jack something. Anyway, he's a werewolf, and Moon Knight first appeared in his series, and they fought because Moon Knight was like the villain of his series, and then Moon Knight became his own character and got his own series, which is why we're watching this. But allegedly, there's a Werewolf by Night series dropping around Halloween. Also, very allegedly, the I Am Groot is confirmed, but the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, I'm not sure if that's confirmed, but it seems likely because from what I know, the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special takes place before Guardians of the Galaxy 3, which will be dropping next year. So you would want to drop a holiday special during the holidays, right? So, yeah, it's a lot. But yeah, so confirmed, that's what I'm still checking. Confirmed is only Moon Knight, She-Hulk, and Miss Marvel. Only 3 series for views from the 616?
Yeah, I think we're just out of the age of like just trickling entertainment, like, you know, when it's just like, okay, because everything, particularly Marvel, is so mature now, just in terms of the not the timeline, but the
delivery process,
the outlook, all of
the
it.
Production.
It's just a well-oiled machine at this point.
Yes.
So now I'm expecting them to hit us with the goods. And I now like especially when these trailers keep coming back to back, like the Super Bowl weekend we was eating good this Super Bowl weekend when it came to Marvel exclusives and drops and shit like that. So I just think I expect to be eating good. What I don't trust is DC. And I trust them to drop all the content all day. I don't trust that it's always going to be good.
Have you been watching Peacemaker?
No, but that's actually been getting
really good
feedback.
I'm up to the finale is this week. I've watched everything except the episode right before the finale because I wanted to save the last 2 for once. But yeah, I enjoy it a lot. It's James Gunn doing James Gunn with DC. So, you know, if you like Suicide Squad, you're going to like it a lot. And I like Suicide Squad.
Feel like DC has been doing better when it comes to TV shows as opposed to films.
Well, I really like Suicide Squad a lot, the movie.
Yeah, I mean, but that's the outlier. Like, for me, that's the outlier.
Yeah, it's a lot of outliers, yeah. I'll say it's
like a pool of mess, so... as opposed to consistency across the board. So
you're hurting Maize's feelings right now, boy. Hurting him.
Maize, you asked for my opinion.
Yeah, I will say that I'm slightly looking forward more to Batman now. But it's like at the same time, every time I hear what Matt Reeves says about it, while it sounds good, Matt Reeves, the director, it sounds really good. It also sounds like when you break it down, like stuff I've seen before. And that's just how I feel about this Batman. I don't want to, I'm hoping it's not, man. I really am.
What have you not seen besides Catwoman's Black? Like, what have you not seen?
Well, a lot of people are looking forward to the relationship between Batman and Catwoman really being explored. I don't personally, because Matt Reeves keeps talking about his other things. So I don't personally think this movie is going to give this enough time. I hope it does, but at the same time, I've seen...
I mean, it's giving relationship in the trailer. It's giving a deepness of appreciation in the trailer. I don't know how it's going to play out when you're actually sitting there watching it.
Yeah, what Matt Reeves is talking about is this is a year 2 Batman who is growing into his Batman, but I've seen that before in, the Christopher Nolan run. And then he's talking about how this is more focused on Batman using his detective skills instead of Batman being, instead of the focus being on the villains. So that is something we'll see, but Batman just usually gets overshadowed by his villains no matter what medium it's in. So
them niggas be fire and hilarious and just watch. So I don't know. If they're acted well, then I'm about to be about the villains. So
we'll see. And I'd like to see it, but I mean, I'll just say it again and again. I would just like to see a Batman that's more akin to like the Batman that we see in the Justice League and the Batman animated series cartoon, who is
one that don't take no shit for nobody, and the one that be like, I ain't doing shit that y'all asked me to do. I'm out.
But not even that. But the one who's like, adept has Robins, has a Bat family around him. The one that you see in the comic books a lot that I feel that we've never seen on screen, where it's like Batman and Robin, Batman with Batgirl, Batman with this whole family around him, Batman who integrates with the Justice League, Batman who's not super dark and super angry and super scarred, Yeah.
You know what? It's interesting, like, because this takes me back to and we'll go to the next question after, but this just takes me back to our conversation last time on the last episode we had about the fact that the darkness has taken over, and that's for the last 10, 15 years. But interestingly enough, this isn't the first darkness that appeared. Like, I realized, like, one of my favorite Batmans of all time is Batman Beyond. That was WB Kids, and while there was levity there was still lots of darkness, and it was very kind of serious tone. In some ways, I'm just like, damn, this is like a soap opera for me. So, at that age, so
I mean,
go ahead.
Yeah, no, all the Batmans to that is connected. That's all Bruce Denny, right? Bruce Tinney. That's all connected. So. Like, the original Batman animated series is super dark. Or what, dark. Like, it's beyond. There's this one thing where they show his parents getting shot, I think, and the gun drips blood.
They used to go hard with us back in the day.
Yeah, I used to be watching that joint after school. Like, what is going on here? Like, this is going hard. So, I'm like,
I'm just saying, like, it really even predates even what we've seen with all the films.
I mean, it goes, like, most people are imitating The Dark Knight Returns, the series by Frank Miller. That's where a lot of this draws inspiration from. And even another one is The Long Halloween, which is where Christopher Nolan drew a lot of inspiration from, and Matt Reeves says he's referencing. So it's like, once again, I might have seen this before, but I'm hoping for something else. But yeah, just like you, I'm much more anticipating all this Marvel goodness. Maize, there's a lot of great stuff coming out this year. I'm looking forward to Morbius even, just to see what it's about. Love and Thunder, Thor, I think might even top Doctor Strange, and I think Doctor Strange is going to be incredible.
That's saying a lot.
That's
saying a lot, man.
It is.
I don't know about that, but
we going to see. She-Hulk, I'm really hoping that Black Adam lives up and that The Rock's 12-year journey to this movie pays off and he's just not playing The Rock again. Batgirl looks dope. The Flash might be dope. Spider-Man, come on, we know. Spiderverse, out of control. Wakanda. I mean, this is years past. Like, we ain't even gotten to Wakanda forever. This year's out of control.
All right. Yeah. Next question comes from J Shep 831. They write, what random Marvel Universe character would you lose your shit over if it's in the Multiverse of Madness?
Let me go back to this list.
While you go back to this, I'll answer.
Yep.
A dark-skinned Storm.
Wow.
There you go.
Wow, that was cold-blooded.
Cold-blooded.
I was
like, oh my God, it's actually Storm. Thank you. Welcome to the party.
Cold as ice. There's so many. You know, you could name anybody, but
no, you specifically.
A dope Jean Grey, since we're being cold-blooded right now. Cold-blooded.
No, you know who I would lose my shit over? It's probably not gonna happen. Rogue. If Rogue, like a
dope Rogue,
Rogue. I mean,
Rogue ain't gonna happen unless this is their way of introducing her, and then she jacks Captain Marvel's powers in the same movie. Like, that's way too much, you know? Because like,
if a dope Gambit appeared, I'd lose my shit.
I'd be like, whatever.
Well, I'm sure, but that's Rogue and Gambit and Storm were my initial faves when I first got into Marvel characters.
Rogue is one of my. I mean, you don't understand. Like, as a kid, I was in love with her. Like, Rogue is like my heart. You know, like Rogue goes back. Like, that's one of my favorite characters of all time. I just don't like Gambit for her. You know, like I've always hated that relationship.
You don't want the South to rise again? What do you mean?
It's just one of it's my same thing with Black Panther and Storm. It's like, oh, the two black people are together. Oh, the two people from New Orleans.
You know, like Asians are together.
That shit was so whack. And I was a big fan of the Rogue long shot Dazzler love triangle. So one, Gambit to me was always a fake ass long shot, and so that's my hate of him. And so then when he interrupted that love triangle, I was trying to upset. And then Dazzler, you know, and then Longshot, who I love, ended up with whack-ass Dazzler instead of Rogue, who he should have been with. I was upset. But,
well, you're going to remain upset because they ain't going to fix that for you.
No. I've accepted it now, and I actually like their relationship in current X-Men comics. I'm a Gambit Rogue fan. You know, I've given in.
Gotcha. All right. Next question comes from Monique J. Their is at Gotta Love Mo. Oh, Lord. Here we go. Let me spread out for this one. Let me stretch. They write, what did y'all think of Matrix Resurrections?
This is a whole nother episode. Let me say this real quick, right? Let me, as quickly as I can, because I have a Twitter thread. I've been working on this, but I never finished. Matrix movies and the Clerks films, the Clerks series by Kevin Smith, at this point both suffer from the same problem, is the absolute privilege of their creators. While I very much enjoy, because if you've seen the latest Clerks film, I can't remember what it's called. I didn't know it was out. I watched it on cable recently. I used to be a biggest fan. I mean, I'm still a big fan of Kevin Smith, but the original Clerks movie is one of my favorite movies of all time because it's super funny and it's super meta. It's one of the first films where people were talking about things that I grew up with, like Star Wars. You know, like the characters were having discussions about Star Wars. So that's why I always loved Clerks. Matrix was also very meta in the fact that it referenced all these things. It's not directly where they're like, yo, we're doing Kung Fu like the old Kung Fu movies. But, you know, it was referencing all these things. It was referencing the Japanese shoot 'em up flicks as well as the Kung Fu, all these different things, right? So when I seen the latest Clerks, I had this revelation because the latest Clerks is trying to do the same thing that Matrix is trying to do. It's basically trying to shit on the idea of sequels and running a franchise into the ground. But both of these films are doing it while making money off of these franchises that could be used for other things other than being run into the ground. Like, you don't have to make a Matrix movie where it's just... I do applaud them because Warner Brothers at the end said, we're not doing any more Matrix movies. So that was kind of ill because it was like they really shit on themselves so much that now nobody wants to touch the franchise anymore. And I think that was their intent.
Was it their intent, though?
Yes. Or
was it Lana's intent?
I think it was Lana's intent.
It was self-torpedoed to the point where Warner Brothers had no choice.
Yeah. Oh, no, it wasn't Warner Brothers.
Warner Brothers is but that's what you said. You said it was Warner Brothers.
Oh, no, I'm saying they because I'm referencing Lana as they, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm saying they wanted this. Lana wanted this. Definitely wanted the self-torpedo, perfect analogy or phrase right there. Wanted to self-torpedo this franchise into the ground. So that I applaud them for. But it's the absolute privilege to take millions of dollars and do this when people are struggling to make film and make content, make whatever. I hate using the word content, making film. And they just had the privilege to sit there and be like, sequels are bad, sequels are bad. Look at it, we might make this stupid movie because sequels are bad. And so that's my problem, and that's what I thought of Matrix Resurrections and Clerks,
Yeah.
straight shots at them over there.
You touched on what my ultimate issue with Matrix Resurrections was.
Mm-hmm.
The ultimate argument that the true fans or the true believers give is that this was Lana Wachowski's ultimate fuck you to the establishment of the WB and the powers that be and thereof. Heard, understood, I see it. It was very heavy-handed. I see what you were going.
I mean, it would slap you in the face, boy.
It would slap you in the face like, okay, like one of the characters even said it as a meta, non-meta moment. Warner Brothers is going to make this picture with or without you.
Yeah. Yep.
Which is literally probably verbatim what an executive told Lana to their face.
Yep.
The issue is similar to what you're saying about the provision of the other stuff, because as time is going, and again, I'm one of those fans, like, I'm not, and that's, once again, we talk about tightrope. I talk about tightrope over here. This is a tightrope you walk as a creator. You may be like having this struggle behind the scenes with this big company or this big entity about your creative that they're being forced to essentially make, right? And maybe you've been able to communicate that to the public or not, all right? But for people who don't know all the backstory or the history, all you see is, yo, another Matrix movie is coming out, and this is what it's going to be about, and this is a reboot, getting the new generation, da-da-da. As a pure fan, and I'm just talking about my own experience, you're fucking excited. You're just looking forward to it. You're just like, oh my God. Because I've always, regardless of the missteps and the misgivings of the Matrix as a trilogy, I always thought the Matrix, the original and overall, thought was brilliant. I have been obsessed with that film to the 10th degree since it came out. And carried on that love and obsession for many years. Was I banging on doors like Maddie in Euphoria to get shit made again? No. But I still was very much into it. So then when they were saying, yo, this is happening again, and we're bringing on this, we're bringing on that, I'm like, all right. Oh, this is going to be off the... I'm thinking... I'm just giving so much energy to it, like, yo, this is about to be lit, so on and so forth. And not just that, forget being lit. I'm just going in there with appreciation for the character. I'm going to appreciation for you as a creator. I'm going in appreciation for your work. So I'm sitting there like a fucking dummy, like, okay, I'm about to see whatever it is I'm about to see. This is going to be some brilliant shit. And every 20 minutes, my heart sunk because I felt like it was a fuck you to me. How dare you, as an idiotic viewer, think that? Why would you think that we would really care about what you feel about this? This is my crusade against the WB and Warner Brothers, and I'm going to torpedo it because I fucking can. You have that right. Some people will hear what I'm saying now and argue, well, you misinterpreted what Lana's point was, and it wasn't about you, and da-da-da-da. But I'm a viewer. I'm one of the reasons why WB said what they said about, well, we're going to make this anyway, because there's people who want to watch it. There's people who want to partake and hopefully enjoy it. And as the minutes kept going and going, and this shit was like clearly a slap in the face to WB of sorts, it also felt like a slap in the face to me. Because I was like, fam, I was waiting, like, once it was first announced, I was like, oh, yo, I'm waiting for this. I'm looking forward to this. And then it was just like, what the fuck is this? And I'm not, and again, I got it. I got the subterfuge that was going on, okay? I got what she was trying to, and I apologize if Lana's pronouns are they. I understand what they were trying to say. I understand what they were trying to do. And clearly, the cast was in on it. There's no fucking way you're telling me Keanu 100%. And Carrie Ann and the rest of them didn't read that motherfucking script and say, oh yeah, this is the best fucking thing you've ever written in life. No, they was like, oh, we get you. We get what your point is, okay? Mm-hmm. And they kept it, they kept the laughs under wraps when they was doing interviews.
Yeah.
Because there ain't no motherfucking way you read that script about Saboba or Sabubu or whatever the fuck that animal machine hybrid that was like, looked like a Care Bear next to Sati. There's no way you read that in a script and says this makes sense.
That stuff, I actually like that stuff. Like I said, there were concepts in the film.
some of them concepts are like from the Animatrix and stories like that, but
Yeah.
the way it was executed was ridiculous. That's what I'm talking about. It's like, are you fucking serious? And yes, you're intentionally doing that, but it's just like, well, fuck, what the fuck was I looking forward to this for? Like, why did I even hype myself up for this thinking it was supposed to be one way? And it's just you going, ha ha, he he, fuck you. Because I'm sitting here for 2.5 hours saying, damn, fuck me.
Yeah. Pretty much, you know, and that I have no argument. And like, this is one thing that I've seen, like you said, people have said you misinterpret. People said, you know, all the people who are not cis straight, you know, didn't, you know, they love it. And I'm like, man, nah, fam. Like, y'all, you know, y'all got to do better than that. That's some real wild ass, like, oh, you know, you're cis and straight, so you don't get it. I'm like, no, I get it, because it's not like I didn't get the first Matrix. And it's not like I wasn't some person who didn't understand that there was still a lot of, like, wild, you know, I get, you know, the ideas, you know, the trans encoding that is in the first Matrix films. It's like a movie about assuming whatever identity you want. Duh. You know, it's a movie about stepping out of the shell of a skin. Duh. It's like same thing is said in Star Wars. Same thing is said in any major religion when you look at the core of it. That's not, you know, really, that's to me basic thinking. But once again, I grew up on Star Wars. You know, I grew up on knowing that your body is not your physical form, etc.
Yeah. The point is the underlying themes and the realities are not lost upon
No.
Like it's obvious. It's just the way it was executed. It was like, did you have to do it like that?
Like
did you have to do it like that?
Like I've explained on the show before, Grant Morrison says the same thing. They, you know, referencing Grant this time, says that the Matrix took a lot from his work or their work, Invisibles, and once they stopped taking from Invisibles and from other sources, they really didn't have much to say. So that's the problem I've always had with The Matrix. As much I love the overall theme of it, I've also felt like the second two movies turned very Western and very Judo-Christian, you know.
Judo-Christianity, yeah.
Christianity, when it made Neo the star of the show. And Jesus, I mean, literally. So
the only other argument that pops up in my head as we're thinking this is that people will say, well, Lana doesn't owe you anything.
No, they don't.
This is Lana's platform, da-da-da. And I'm just like, okay, sure. However, is this not a property that got made because of a fan base or people who want to watch it? Did you still not get millions upon millions of dollars to do this? Like,
yes.
That's why I'm just like, it's so weird because it's like, I get it. And also I'm just like, that's still fucked up to me.
Yeah. And it's like, I hate when people are like, it was just a money grab. Because I don't think either of these films.
I don't think it was a money grab. And it's clear that that's not what Lana was trying to do here, but.
Because Lana doesn't need the money. I don't think Kevin Smith needs the money, you know, and there's other ways for them both to get money that doesn't involve shitting on their own properties. But they just felt like making these statements. And I feel like their statements are so clouded by privilege that they don't realize the statements they're making.
That's what we think about the Matrix Racer. I was upset. I'm upset. I was big mad.
I was big mad about the Clerks too.
At the end of the day, you just say, yo, she was just big mad. Yeah, motherfucker, I was big mad. Yeah, that's the gist of it. So, whatever.
Clerks is so terrible. At one point, like near the end, Kevin Smith shows up as himself, you know, and he's like, oh man, I love this movie right now. The characters have gone through their arcs. You know, they've done this and that. They've grown from this point. Like, he basically explains how, you know, basic storytelling. Like, you know, your character's gone through this and changed. All the needs is to wrap up denouement. Let's just go to that. And they cut to it. And it's like.
They actually, like, say it?
He says it because he's himself. He's Kevin Smith, the director. And so at one point, he's just like, oh, yeah, I love this movie.
Like,
and
I don't find cleverness and shit like that. Like.
And
I don't, and that's probably why I'm so big mad.
It might be, but it's not, and
it's not done clever. Like, it's not clever. It's like, you just like, fuck you. I'm gonna do what I want to do. Okay, I guess that's your right, but it's like, well, shit. Where does that leave me, the viewer? Like, I'm just sitting here I'm getting strays. Like, I'm catching strays because you mad.
Yeah, and in Clerks, the characters didn't go through any of those arcs. It was, I mean, this reboot. I love the original Clerks. It's such a classic, and it's just like Matrix. It's like both of these were classics, and they feel desecrated. I wasn't a fan of the new Ghostbusters either. I'll just say that.
we gotta finish our Glock.
Yeah,
There's
because
more.
people are just catching strays, and I don't like just throwing strays. Rest in peace to Ivan Reitman. He just passed away, the director and creator of the original Ghostbusters. Rest in peace. Hurts you got to live to see that, bro. Like,
yes. The last question comes from Riz at the Rizdon. They write, there's 2 questions. 1, do you think that there will be or is already fatigue with open world games? Think like Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, no. I just think it's one of the things. It's like, you make your choice on what you play, because you can give me 10 more open world Spider-Man superhero set games and I'm playing them all.
Yeah. I don't think there ever will be because of the concept of discovery.
Yes.
That is a humanistic concept of exploration and discovery and of surprise and of story. And when it's done well, I will fucking explore an open world game for 60, 80, 90 hours. And it just doesn't matter to me. If it's intriguing and compelling, I'm gonna be in that bitch. And it's just because those concepts I just mentioned tap into the core needs of a lot of people in general and of the imagination in general. It's never not evergreen. I personally believe you will always have an open world game. Even look at GTA. That's open world. You'll never see people who don't want to walk around, run over people, get 5 stars, fly a helicopter into a stadium. Like, you'll never not get people who don't want to play something like that.
There's a 5-hour free preview of Cyberpunk now because they just dropped a new fix for that upgrades everything.
They to fix to
a massive the fix alone was like 40 gigs, and it does so much to the game. Like, I was reading the rundown, and so they gave out a 5-hour free preview, so I'm about to rock that. So
yeah.
Nope.
All right. And 2, what's a cartoon from your childhood that's gotten funnier as you've gotten older, and why?
Oh man, all of them. The Simpsons goes back to my childhood, and it's like, when you go back to those early episodes, the brilliance of them is just out of control. Same with Animaniacs and what's the Tiny Toons, I
would say the older cartoons like that, because they had so much adult humor. And as a kid, it's buried. You don't even, it goes right over your head. But as an adult, you catch that shit right away. And it's like, oh shit, this is what these niggas were talking about. Dexter's Lab, Powerpuff Girls. There's so much innuendo in all of these shows from early Cartoon Network days. And it's like, it don't hit until you're older. And it's like, oh shit, that's fucking hilarious. So those were for me, those were the ones, the Cartoon Network stuff.
Yeah, definitely. Any of those, anything once again, we mentioned it before, but Batman, the animated series, all those type of things. Those aren't as funny, but they're just the levels to them. I appreciate so much more. The storytelling in those series, in those 30-minute episodes, just absolute prime storytelling.
Indeed.
Yeah.
All right, that's it for the Guac this week. If you